Welcome into the Punt Pass podcast. I'm your host, Drew Butler, joined alongside my co-host, Aaron Murray. Be sure to follow us on social media at Punt Pass on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Drew Butler. Aaron is at Aaron Murray 11. And head on over to puntandpass.com, the number one destination for all things college football. It's got our YouTube page up there, which we just gave away with our YouTube subscribers. A round of golf with Aaron and I. Drew Richardson, he got back to us. Yeah, Brandon Garner, we're waiting on you. So Brandon Garner has until Thursday, and then we're going down to number 3 on the list. But Drew Richardson coming to play golf with Aaron and I. Puntandpass.com. It's got everything that you need. It is Christmas week, Aaron. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all. And speaking of Christmas week, this episode of Punt and Pass is presented to you by Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers has the lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry and diamonds guaranteed. They have 2 awesome locations, one in Alpharetta, just past the Avalon, one in Buckhead, 17th floor, Tower Place. They're both the top-rated jewelry stores in their respective locations. If you mention Punt and Pass or just Drew and Aaron, you get 10% off your jewelry purchase. Time is running out. If you need to make a play for the holidays and to save yourself with your significant other, look no further than heading on over to Solomon Brothers. Follow them on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers is a store for anyone with any budget, big or small, and you can make that budget go further when you mention Punt and Pass. You get 10% off your jewelry purchase. It is the best. You have to head over there. Solomon Brothers, SolomonBrothers.com. The lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry and diamonds guaranteed. Get over there. Time's running out. Christmas
TikTok,
is
baby.
Saturday.
TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
Bowl season's underway, Aaron. News and notes are aplenty around the world of college football, and we'll start with probably the biggest news over the weekend. Bo Nix, former starting quarterback at Auburn, he graduated, he entered the transfer portal, and he is now going to be playing football at Oregon next year, heading out to the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. Dan Lanning, notably, Georgia's former defensive coordinator, still the defensive coordinator during the playoffs, will be the head coach at Oregon next year. And I think it's easy to forget, Georgia plays Oregon in week 1 of the 2022 season during the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. But what are your thoughts, Murray? Bo Nix to Oregon. I thought that was kind of unexpected.
Listen, he's a guy that's been the SEC, his whole life has been around the SEC. From his father playing, obviously he's been the starting quarterback at Auburn for the past 3 years. I think he just he needed some new scenery. It's exhausting being a part of that for so long and kind of having the ups and downs. I mean, the roller coaster Bo Nix has been on during his career is not something I envy. You know, I had my ups and downs, my peaks and valleys, but I just feel like it's been a lot more almost hate for Bo because of the extreme expectations that were, you know, people expected him to be like this Heisman type guy, and the fact that he hasn't been able to get there, it's just been negativity after negativity after negativity. And he's probably like, look, man, I got to get away from Auburn. I got to get away from the SEC. I got to get away from these defenses. I mean, you look at the defenses in the SEC compared to the Pac-12. It's freaking night and day, man. I would go to the Pac-12 too. Go to Oregon. You got probably the best team when it comes to talent in the Pac-12. You know, Utah obviously had their way this year, but overall talent-wise, Oregon probably has more talent than anyone else in that league. Go there, have some success, play some lesser defenses. Your last year, get a bunch of sweet damn gear. And see if you can find your way to the NFL afterwards.
So Kenny Dillingham is the offensive coordinator at Oregon now. He was previously the offensive coordinator at Auburn in 2019. He's been down at Florida State. Dan Lanning obviously was with him at Memphis, and now they're going back out to Oregon. So coaching familiarity, opportunity to go against lesser defenses, a lot of fun, and tons of Phil Knight, Nike, Jordan swag. You know, a fresh start, like you just said, Aaron. Probably the biggest thing for Bo Nix is just a fresh start. Now, I would not label that as being mentally weak. Again, he graduated. He entered the portal. He paid his dues at Auburn. He's looking for something new. And you know what? Hats off to Bo Nix. I found it pretty, I thought it was a good move for him to go to Oregon. I did not know where he was going to go. I mean, every single quarterback who's not playing or who has lost their job or whatever is seemingly entering the transfer portal. But Bo Nix out to Oregon. I wonder if Brian McClendon's going to stick around. It doesn't seem like it with the Dillingham hire. Brian McClendon, our former coach at the University of Georgia and a damn good dog himself.
I think BMAC would go to Miami. Do you not think so?
Yeah.
Follow
Cristobal.
Follow Cristobal there. I think he was head of recruiting for Florida, maybe South Florida at some point, maybe during his time at Georgia or South Carolina. So he's familiar with South Florida, a lot warmer than Oregon, so that's a positive.
Yeah.
But no, listen, I'm happy for Bo because I thought Bo this year, I've said it on the show a million times, I thought Bo took a lot of strides in the right direction. I was like, man, middle of the season, this is what Bo Nix can be. And I'm not anticipating Bo to all of a sudden go to Oregon and be a guy that could be a Heisman finalist. But I think if he continues progressing the way he's progressing and maybe has some more talent around him at Oregon compared to what he had at Auburn, not facing the defenses that he had to face in the SEC, I think Bo could have a big year next year. For how well Bo played this year, throw in better skill against worse defenses.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I think Bo's going to have a great year next year. I hope he does. I really do. I feel bad for the kid. I mean, he went through some crap there at Auburn when it comes to new OCs. Almost every 3 straight years he's had.
I know. That's crazy. That's crazy. And if he would have stuck around, he would have had another brand new OC. That was the other big piece of news out of Auburn, is that they have hired Austin Davis to be their offensive coordinator. Austin Davis, former NFL quarterback. I want to say he's our age, Aaron. How old is he? Yeah, he's 32. Age, yeah. He's my age. Yep. He's from the state of Georgia. He's been with recently the Denver Broncos, the Seattle Seahawks, the Tennessee Titans, and then he entered into the fold of coaching with the Seahawks as an assistant QB's coach. He was the quarterback's coach for the Seahawks the last year, and then boom, he becomes the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Auburn. Quite the leap there for Austin Davis. Thoughts? I'm pretty hesitant to say this is a great hire for Auburn. And how could you take the job? There's been a brand new OC every year.
Well, he's not going to be calling plays. I think Harsin, in talking with Bobo a little bit, Harsin wants control. Harsin wants to call the plays. And if you have a veteran OC like Bobo in there who is well-respected in the SEC and you're paying him a ton of money, he's going to be one, at the end of the day, most likely making a lot of final decisions on the game plan, on what plays are called in certain situations, all that. Now you hire someone that's young, someone that's inexperienced, someone that's cheaper, and you say, hey, listen here, kid. You're coming in here. You can have the title.
Yep.
You can help with game planning. You can help develop the quarterbacks. But I'm calling the plays. It's similar to kind of what I went through in Kansas City. Doug Peterson never called plays. He was the OC before he got the head coaching job for Philly. He was there merely to help game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid was calling the plays. Same thing with Matt Nagy when he took over as OC. It's just a title. That's it. It's not a responsibility. And I think that is all that is right now. Austin Davis is going to help out with the quarterbacks and help figure out some game planning stuff. But Harsin is a guy that wants complete control, and he wants to call plays. He wants to call the same plays they ran at Boise State, and Bobo did not want to do that.
Yep. No, because I don't think that translates into the SEC. I think defenses in the SEC can sniff out those plays, sniff out those schemes that Harsin wants to implement from Boise State. And, of course, when Coach Bobo was the offensive coordinator at Auburn, he's very familiar with the SEC. He's also very familiar with what you can do with the talent that he has, like a Bo Nix, like that offensive line, like the skill position players who could maybe make some plays in space or take the top off of defense. And in speaking with Coach Bobo, obviously they went in a different direction. He's no longer the offensive coordinator at Auburn. What's he up to? His son, Drew Bobo, just flipped his commitment. He signed with the University of Georgia. Kirby Smart and the Khaki Pants Brigade seems like there might be a nice position for Coach Bobo on that support staff. I would be interesting to see if that becomes a formal announcement here in the coming weeks after the college football playoff is done.
Why not, man? If you can get more guys on staff and more able bodies and more guys that have been through the ringer, that know defenses, that know offenses, that can support in some kind of way, I think you'd be crazy not to reach out to Bobo and say, hey, listen, a non-stressful job. And that's what Bobo needs, man. I mean, from going to Colorado State, then to South Carolina, then to Auburn, to now being on the street, it's like, man, listen, at some point, maybe you take a year just to relax, to learn, to just be an assistant and whatever it is in some smaller role. and just kind of get your feet wet back into the game a little bit with some new ideas possibly. I think that'd be the best fit for him. Obviously, it'd be a great fit for Georgia, and especially with his son now leaving Auburn and committing to Georgia the other day, I think it's a match made in heaven. I would love to see Bobo back in the staff. You can't have enough because of the rules. You can't have enough good support staff in the building.
Dude,
he knows it, man. He was at Alabama.
Oh,
he knows the
God.
Army of coaches they had. The more, the merrier.
Aaron,
why not? They got
wild.
Money. They can afford to give Bobo like $200,000-$300,000.
Yeah, of course they can. You shake a tree in Athens, and that's coming off. 2 to 3 is nothing. Coach Bobo, now let's get one thing straight. Don't cry for me, Argentina. He's been doing just fine.
Oh, he's made plenty of money.
I know he's bounced around a little bit, but to your point, like giving his expertise and his familiarity and what he could provide that support staff, coaching staff, players, everybody involved would be tremendous. And I would assume that that's probably what's going to happen. I was really thrilled for him and his family that Drew flipped his commitment and is going to end up playing at Georgia. But man, when I was at the SEC championship game, I mean, when you look at the Alabama and the Georgia sidelines and you see the amount of Nike khaki pants that are pacing up and down, it's unbelievable. If you took all those Nike khaki pants and stitched them together, you could probably circle the globe twice. I mean, there is like 85 guys on support staff.
Well, look
how
it benefited Georgia with
it's huge.
With Muschamp. Look with Muschamp.
Yeah.
With Lanning leaving, and not leaving completely, but obviously having to have multiple responsibilities right now when it comes to building his staff at Oregon, the recruiting at Oregon, then also getting ready for Michigan. It's good to have more guys in the building that can take some of the responsibilities off his plate.
I totally agree.
It's huge.
I totally agree. And
you
you're talking about guys like a Muschamp, guys like a Coach Bobo, John Jantic, who's very familiar with Georgia. There are so many, and who could have huge impact behind the scenes where it really does just make sense. It makes sense. So I'll be interested to see if that announcement, formal or informal, comes out once the college football playoff, which is only 11 days away. Man, that's just crazy to think about. We are so close to some real big-time college football once again. You know what also, it just makes tons of sense? Heading to Solomon Brothers for your Christmas shopping. Christmas week, Christmas Eve is Friday, Christmas Day is Saturday. If you still have something on your Christmas list, you have to head over to Solomon Brothers. Check them out, SolomonBrothers.com, at Solomon Brothers on Instagram. If you're worried about pricing, do not be. Solomon Brothers is the store for anyone with any budget. You can make that budget go further. If you mention Punt Pass or just Drew and Aaron, you get 10% off your jewelry purchase, and they also offer interest-free financing options. They have custom jewelry design, lifetime diamond upgrades. Their stores are absolutely beautiful with amazing service, one in Buckhead, one in Alpharetta. They have the biggest selection, the best quality, the lowest prices, and an in-store experience that is totally unmatched. Got to do it. Solomon Brothers, SolomonBrothers.com. Mention Drew and Aaron or Punt Pass. Get 10% off that jewelry purchase. Make your Christmas the best one yet. More transfer portal news, Aaron. You were spot on about Max Johnson transferring to Texas A&M right after we posted Thursday's episode. It was announced formally that Max Johnson, formerly of LSU, is heading over to Texas A&M. A great pick by Jimbo Fisher. You feel that he will be the starter next year for the Aggies. I see Casey Thompson, former starting quarterback at Texas. He has just entered the transfer portal. Quinn Ewers, formerly at Ohio State, transferring to Texas. Texas also has not. I mean, I don't know what's going on there with that quarterback room that Steve Sarkisian has to manage. And then I just saw one before we fired up today's podcast, Aaron. Keaton Slovis from USC supposedly has targeted Notre Dame, which could be a huge pickup for Marcus Freeman. Obviously, Keaton Slovis, 5-star USC Southern Cal starting quarterback. But, dude, the transfer portal now, it's free agency. It's free agency.
My God. So it's interesting, just with LSU, speaking of free agency, when it comes to bringing, an OCDC to your roster, they're looking for someone to call plays. Mm-hmm. Do you target someone that also has maybe a good
personal
group
relationship?
The quarterbacks or receivers. So I bring it back to, I had the game Western Kentucky versus Indiana this year. And Zach Kitley, the OC, was brought from a smaller school. I forgot the name of the school. Brought from a small school, and he brought his quarterback and like 3 receivers with him. And I don't know if you watched the game the other day, the bowl game. Western Kentucky, their quarterback threw 63 touchdowns.
Bailey Zappi, he broke Joe Burrow's record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he brought pretty much his whole offense with him. It's like, hey, I'll come be the OC, but I'm also going to bring my guys with me. Do you start for some of these schools that need, say, an OC or DC? Do you start targeting smaller schools that not only have a good coach that's ready to make the jump, but also have guys that are ready to make the jump with him as well? I mean, the whole world of coaching and the free agency when it comes to players is just on a different level right now. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to see. I do love, like I said last week, the fact that Max Johnson is going to A&M. You're talking about the number one recruiting class in America. You had a very talented quarterback on top of that. And I just don't love the quarterbacks. Obviously, Calzada is gone. Haynes King coming back from injury, was not impressed with him through the first 2 games last season. I think based on what I've seen on film, obviously Max has to go out there and earn the job. I think he's more talented than Haynes. And I think he has a legitimate chance to go there and be the starter. I mean, he wouldn't go there if he didn't think he could start.
No, I totally agree. I mean, what quarterback would go into the transfer
decision.
portal and go anywhere if they don't think they're going to have a real legitimate chance of starting day one? And just his familiarity with the SEC in general, coming from LSU, I think puts him in a really, really good position. Thoughts on, the Orange Bowl right around the corner, Cotton Bowl right around the corner. I think bowl season has been relatively pretty entertaining so far. There's a game this afternoon at 2:30 and another one at night, I believe. And then the better games kind of kick into full swing after Christmas, obviously. But plenty of action this week. Thoughts on bowl season? Are you hearing any rumblings about Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati? My thing is this. The trend over the last 10 years of the college football playoff, or roughly 10 years, has been that there's always one blowout in the semifinal games. Do you think there's a blowout impending? Do you think Cincinnati, with John Mechie being out for Alabama, can keep this close with Alabama? Do you think Georgia could get back to their winning ways and dominate Michigan and keep them out of the end zone? Just your high-level thoughts as we start to really turn our focus towards the college football playoff.
I think obviously if there's going to be a blowout, most likely Alabama for Cincinnati, but I do think Georgia defensively matches up extremely well against Michigan offensively.
Yeah,
I think that's a positive. I think what Michigan wants to do, running the football, and I do think Cade McNamara has impressed me a lot this year, especially towards the end of the season. I thought he's played extremely well, but very average on the outside. This is a team that just wants to bully you, and I just don't think Michigan's going to be able to line up and have success running the football against Georgia. As we've seen, if you want to score points against this defense, it's going to be through the air. Yeah. It's not going to be on the ground. So I think this is more of a matchup that suits Georgia and their strengths and what they can do defensively. So, yeah, I could see Georgia holding Michigan to 10 points, 14 points, maybe a 31-14 type game. I don't know if you consider that a blowout or not, but I could see that being the final score at the end of the day. But flip it over, Alabama-Cincinnati, I think you're more likely to see that game being like 45-14.
Wow.
I think Alabama defensively is one thing too, the matchup on that side. Less Alabama offense, more of Alabama defensively being able to slow down Cincinnati, get good field position, and then allow Bryce Young with 50, 60 yards to work with, be able to put up some quick points.
I tell you what, man.
I love Cincinnati. I think they have a chance, but I don't know. I'll stick with them.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards, and I always say on this podcast, you don't make money fading Alabama, but I'm just leaning towards taking the points in that game. 13.5 points. It's a lot of points. I feel like Cincinnati could muster something. I mean, this is their Super Bowl. This is the biggest game ever for them.
It's everyone's Super Bowl,
well, I know.
Everyone's showing up to play.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, I'm just
saying, which game are you more likely to see a blowout? That's what we were saying.
And
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if I had to pick one,
of course,
to put my money on, it's that game.
I mean, Cincinnati could absolutely blow out Alabama. We know that.
Yeah, 100%. Desmond Ridder, baby. Should have won the Heisman.
I know. All right. Well, hey, I was thumbing around the news this weekend, and Aaron Murray was in the news. Aaron Murray and a couple of former Georgia players have launched an NFT project called the Players Lounge, also called DGD Mafia, Damn Good Dog Mafia, or Digitally Generated Dogs Mafia. Give us a little bit of color here. How can people get involved? I love it. I think it's a brilliant idea. I cannot wait to support it. I think it's important, though, for everybody listening to our podcast. You guys are on the cutting edge of the NFT future here, and you're really bringing value to not only college athletes, but fan bases as well.
Well, we're trying to be like you guys and really support the players here. And that's the main mission. So Ty Fricks, who was a long snapper at Georgia, was your long snapper, was my roommate, is a brilliant man, has actually been mining Ethereum from his house, bought all these crazy machines to do it. I mean, that's a
pretty
whole other world
impressive.
that I don't know.
Yeah.
But he reached out to me about these NFTs. So NFT, for those who don't know, is a non-fungible token. And a lot of it has been this digital artwork that you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
And so our goal with it is, first off, to benefit the players. So we've signed currently 6 players and are signing 4 more this week.
Can we announce that or no? Not yet.
Like we've signed Stetson, we've signed Zamir, we've signed Kieris, we've signed we're going to sign Nakobe. Yeah, we get some big names.
Awesome. That's great.
Brock Bowers. We got Brock Bowers in the fold.
Excellent.
So really excited about our partnership with these players. But, our main mission is to put money in their pockets. So 50% of everything we make is going back to the players. So there's been other NFT projects for college football that, have not really gone off the ground yet, but they're really not giving the players a lot of the money. They're getting a few percentages, where we're like, hey, we want to make sure we're supporting these players first off. And second off, we want to create a community. So through our Discord channel, we've been talking with fans that are excited about the project about engagement with former players and also current players. So we're taking this amazing community of UJ football fans and giving them a little bit more insight into these players. So this is the quote-unquote utility of buying this NFT.
Yes.
One, you get to support UJ football players by putting money in their pocket. So essentially, you're becoming a donor of UJ football.
I like that.
Which is awesome for fans who maybe not have thousands of millions of dollars to go spend to go help Georgia football build a facility or this or that. You buy an NFT and you're putting money in the players' pockets. So that's first. And then second, like I said, we're creating a family here that is going to connect the fan base even more intimately with current and former players. So that's what this brings you. And then, obviously we're still in talks with fans through our Discord channel about, possibility of having special tailgates or special signings, stuff like that you can only attend if you do have these NFTs. So we're really excited about it. We're really coming to the market right now through our social media channels, through our Discord channel, getting people aware about it. And then January 9th, we will be launching the NFTs for sale. So big stuff, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Great stuff. Obviously, with the main goal of supporting current UGA student athletes. Hope we can help you out on the Icon Source side as well. Check them out. Theplayerslounge.io is the website where you can go sign up for the pre-sale, get on the list. It's open to the first 500 subscribers. I know you guys are already over 200, so time is running out. Aaron Murray, Keith Marshall, Ty Fricks, Trent Fricks. What a great group of guys to launch this project. Again, to bring athletes and fans closer together, to create an awesome community, and doing it with NFTs, a hot buzzword. Aaron Murray on the forefront, knowing what's going on, and Ty Fricks most importantly. I mean, Fricks is freaking brilliant.
We get some of these calls, and it's like a different language when he starts speaking the crypto world.
Yeah, I can
just
only
trying
imagine.
to keep up with him.
I can only imagine. All right, so it's Christmas week. We have one more episode coming out later on this week to get everybody ready for the holiday weekend. Anything planned for the Murray family? What do you got going on? Obviously, news and notes as they break. We'll be right here on Punt Pass.
I need some freaking sleep. We got our booster shot last night, and it is whooping my ass right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
Which one did you get?
So we've had Moderna for our first 2, but then we got to get the booster at CVS, and they gave us Pfizer. They said it's fine to get either or.
Wow.
But I mean, we both woke up last night body aches, headache, chills. No. So I had to muscle through the 3-hour radio show this morning, and I'm just then Sharon, Tylenol shames me. I was like, hey, you want some Tylenol? I'm gonna take some Tylenol.
Yeah.
She goes, no, I'm just going to let it work through the system.
What?
So she's over here trying to be a badass. I'm like, I can't be a baby about this, so I guess I'm not going to take Tylenol now. So I'm just I need some sleep at the moment.
Dude, you are committed to the pod. Appreciate you joining us for this Monday episode right before Christmas week. So thank you. Feel better. You and Sharon feel better. You can tweet at Aaron. Tell him to feel better. At Aaron Murray 11 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Drew Butler. We're at Punt and Pass. puntandpass.com. And again, it's Christmas week. I'm about to go get some shopping done right now.
Attaboy.
I might head out to the Alpharetta area. I might just stop into Solomon Brothers in Alpharetta. The store is so awesome.
Jack can never have enough, baby.
Dude, Jaron, you got a bar in there, TVs. If I need to sneak away during the holiday madness, I'm going to find me a Solomon Brothers store and go in there. And then, of course, while I'm in there, I'm going to find something to get somebody on my Christmas list. You need to do the same. Solomon Brothers has the lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry and diamonds guaranteed. 2 awesome locations, one in Alpharetta, one in Buckhead. They're both the top-rated jewelry stores in those cities. Custom jewelry designs, lifetime diamond upgrades, the biggest selection, the best quality, lowest prices, and an in-store experience that is unmatched. At Solomon Brothers on Instagram, SolomonBrothers.com. Mention Punt and Pass or Drew and Aaron, 10% off your jewelry purchase. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, simply the best. Make sure that you are not looking bad this Christmas holiday. Get on over there. All right, Murray, have a great week. Feel better. Talk to you all on Thursday. See ya.